Okay, this is part 3. I have made my weight plot. I'm going to assume you already did your height plot. Just for this example, I'm only doing the weight one. You can do the height one on your own for your own team roster, but you're going to do it in the same way. With height though, please make sure you got to convert everything to inches for height. It's very important. If you don't, you can get some kind of weird numbers and it's just kind of hard to work with. Just convert it to inches total and that'll be easier. It's also easier to see where the outliers are going to be. So assuming you have your weight and height plots done, we will now go to the third part, which is putting in the outliers. You're going to redo the plots, including that remaining information of the players we had excluded in part 2. So this is our last two plots, and it's going to be kind of easy because we're going to take the same information, but we're just going to add in our outliers that we had taken out. So in this example, I took out the weights 197, which wasn't too far off, but I just added it in anyway. And 247 was quite a bit different than the other weights, as you can see. So what we're going to do is simply put these numbers in and then do the whole thing again and see what comes out. So I did that. I put those two numbers in there, and now I'm going to have a different scale. So I had 195 to 250, and you can see how different these graphs turned out to be, these plots turned out to be from one to the other. The median was the same at 218. The lower quartile changed to 205. I actually had to get the average of these two numbers because there's 4 here. And then the upper quartile, I need to get the average of these two. So that would be 223.5. And then my upper extreme was 247, of course. That's A.J. Dillon over there, a big old running back. And my lower number was 197, the lower extreme. So you can see how this changed. And that's what you're going to do for number 4 and 5. Number 4, compare the two height plots and write what changed and stayed the same. Identify the specific statistics that changed, and you're going to do the same thing for the weight plot. So I'm actually doing number 5 here. I would say that the median stayed the same, because it did, and I would say that my lower quartile changed from 208 to 205. My upper quartile changed from 222 to 223.5. And my upper extreme changed quite a bit from 225 to 247. You can see how far out this is compared with everything else. And my lower extreme changed a little bit, of course, to 197. It wasn't a huge change, but I just threw it in there just so you can see the difference. And that is it. All you would have to do at this point, all I would have to do to finish this example myself is to do the same for the height. And I put it in, take any outliers out, and then complete that. So that's how you do that. That was for the weight. That's 2 plots for the weight. You would do the same thing for the height. You would just take the height information and do the same thing and make your 2 plots with the outliers in and the outliers out, and explain what's the difference between the two, and you're done.